going on, y'all? It's the Vibe Session. It's your girl, NeffyRaps, right here, Major Zone Radio. You already know the vibes, baby. We are bringing y'all some of the dopest, hottest independent artists out here doing it on their own, getting it out the mud, okay? And listen, we got another super dope guest on the show today. TreLow, welcome to the Vibe Session. What's going on?
Not much, chilling.
Hey, already. Tell us what city you repping today.
I'm in Dallas, but I'm always repping home, man. Bossier City, Louisiana. So I'm still a 318, baby.
Louisiana, big energy, big pressure. I always have a thing for the accents that come out of that state. So yeah, shout out to Louisiana, big energy. So you're in Dallas now. What made you leave Louisiana and come over here to Dallas?
Just opportunities in Dallas, being where I'm from. Lack of resources, a lack of opportunities. So getting into a new environment to put myself in a better position to win.
Okay. That's smart, right? That's a smart thing to do. And I always say, like, when you really get out of your city, you always want your city on your back, right? But sometimes it takes getting out of your city, hitting some other markets, getting real hot, and then your city be like, yo, that's my guy. You know what I mean? That's I do. So yeah, that's the smart way to go about it. So how long have you kind of been doing the music thing?
I've been doing music over 10 years. I would say it was a hobby at first, though. You know how you just doing something for fun, and then you start to realize you're kind of passionate about it and might be okay at doing it. And so, a lot of outside factors basically influenced me and motivated me to go ahead and be serious about the craft. So,
Mhm.
I finally got serious about it. But I've been doing it 10 years, over 10 years.
Okay. All right. So you've been having your foot in the game. I did check out your bio, and it gave me the impression that you got involved a little differently. Your journey was a little different than a typical artist. I understand you started on the other side first. Tell us a little bit about that. You did some engineering and things like that. You had a studio. What was going on first?
Yeah, I actually started that way,
Yeah.
mixing people around me, like in school, high school. It actually started in high school. I bought all that equipment, like to mix and engineer, and got into that. Started doing it for people and myself. And I ended up going to college. Came out here to Dallas and went to the Art Institute for that as well. While at the Art Institute, though, I just realized that, man, I'm paying a lot of tuition as a private art school and out of state. And I was like, the return in the music industry, you don't even need that. You know what I mean? Your credentials is your network and network in the music industry, not necessarily a degree or a piece of paper showing what you can do, but actually going out and showing what you can do. And so I got out of there. But yeah, that's something that I was going to school for, that I was into doing, and then I just kind of transitioned over to focusing more on writing for people, writing for myself, and letting the engineers do that. So I ain't doing the engineering no more.
No.
I try to get away from it.
I was about to ask you if you was in there like J. Cole. Because J. Cole.
Nah, J. Cole got some patience, bro. He got some patience, bro. I'm trying to lay my stuff and get out.
I feel you. I mean, I always look at engineers with the utmost respect, especially ones that you really understand sound and understand how to manipulate it and get it to where it
Oh
needs to
yeah, so
go.
I will say I learned
Man,
throughout that. Yeah, doing that stuff, you learn so much and you hear so much different things than what a typical artist would. So I do appreciate my process for sure. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't take it back.
And you know what your record's supposed to sound like, right? Because
Exactly.
artists get started, and this happened to me when I first got started. Like, you get started, you get on a track, you be like, yeah, sound good, be trash, mix be trash. But it's good to know how it's supposed to sound. So once you start working with the right engineers, you start working with the right people, you're like, yo, this is how my record's supposed to sound. Like, that's good that you have that ear, because a lot of artists don't have it. They'll just pass up, like, yeah, we good, the mix is good, and it be all kinds of things going on with the mix. So that's
Yeah.
a good thing. Okay, so how would you describe your sound to people that may not be familiar with TreLow's music?
When you say that, are you referring to like a category or something? If I was to place myself in the
Just your
category of
vibe, like what's the vibe of your music?
hey,
If you could put it
we
into
can't
a,
cuss on here, huh?
you
I'm
can,
kicking it.
yeah,
No, I'm kicking shit, man.
okay,
We sitting back in the car, we cruising, and I'm talking to you. Like that's how I'm coming. The whole album that I just released, that's how I'm coming. If you got time, that's what you're gonna need time. But you're gonna have to listen. You're gonna have to ride. It's an hour, 20 minutes of run time,
okay,
and I'm talking about some shit. Like I'm just taking you through a story. It's like an autobiography, really. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
It's real relatable. A lot of storytelling and a lot of points of views and things like that. So I'm just kicking shit, man. I'm really chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So like some riding music, some smoking music, you feel me?
Yeah, I'm taking you where I've been and where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I started, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What about the ladies? You got some joints in there for the ladies? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, I got, of course, still, you always got to have
Okay.
something in there for the ladies.
I,
Specifically, it's called It's a Mood, and it's
okay.
about it being a mood. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And where we go after it's a mood,
I
huh?
was about to say you light skin. You gotta have at least one song for the ladies. Come on now.
Man, chill.
Just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. All right, bet. So if you had the chance to like sign to a label of your choice, who you getting on?
That's hard. I would say because I'm just so, I guess, independent, for lack of better terms. But if I were, I like the structure of Rock Nation, how they move and how they more of a business entity. They focused on a lot of other things too. That's how I would want my brand to be, determined to win. That's what I got on. I'm
Okay.
about being determined to win in every aspect. So I feel like Rock Nation on it. Yeah, they got entertainment, they got all kind of other stuff going on too. In the sports
I
industry, I'm
love
big in sports. So
yes.
I'm rocking with that. And everybody on Rock Nation talk about some shit too. Like
Yeah.
that's a label that's full of substance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
And
I'm
and
fucking with it.
and big plays. I mean, you I know you had to have heard about the Jay-Z like it's a $500 million deal he
Yeah.
did with the Ace of Spades
Telling
situation.
some mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm on. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would have to be in a position where I'm around a mentor type of dude too. Rick Ross, that type of guy too. I wouldn't be shy from MMG. Like I like how he moved too. It'd have to be somebody like that though.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you mentioned the merch. I'm peeping the merch game. Y'all gonna have to send me one of these down the wind sweatshirts. Okay. I got a pair of shoes.
Determined to win. Determined to
Okay.
win.
Excuse me. Determined to win.
No, it's cool. It's the same
Sweatshirt.
thing.
I got some shoes that'll go good with it. So I need my sweatshirt. But tell us a little bit about the merch, how that thing came about, and where can we find it?
So the whole brand, the whole movement, my whole thing is D2 Dub. Is determined to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came about because of my attitude, my determination to win. And I was an athlete before I was I guess quote unquote rapper. You know what I'm saying? I went to college. I played college football in college, so I always been had a competitive mindset. So the determined to win comes from that. And I wanted to make it global. I feel like every single person is determined to win in their own way, no matter music, whether you're trying to be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. I don't know. Even if you're trying to be the biggest drug dealer on the block, nigga, you determined to win. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get it. You're trying to eat. And
Yeah.
so I just feel like it's a real universal thing. So I decided to take it, run with it, make it my brand, make it my movement, a part of me. And I wanted to be bigger than music, which goes back to tying into why I was signed to a label like Rock Nation and other people who doing stuff bigger than music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's a
So
play. So
yeah.
can we get it from your website? We got
Oh, I'm
in the
so how
DMs.
I
How
forget
can we
about that? How I
get
forget
my
to tell you where to get it at, man. Come on, IamTreLow.com. So you can go to
shirt?
IamTreLow.com. That's TreLow. That's how you spell Trelo. IamTreLow.com. You're gonna find the merch, the album, the music. You'll find everything though.
Okay. Okay, so if y'all tuning in right now, we got TreLow. Okay, we rocking. We having some good conversation. So, what would you say is like the best and worst part of your journey so far?
Worst part is just being uneducated, taking losses.
Mhm.
Well, when you don't have the education, like when you don't properly educate yourself and put yourself around the right people, you're gonna take some L's and it's gonna hurt, man. And I mean, and that's a part of it though. That's a part of your learning curve and learning experience. So I wouldn't change that either. But that's definitely the worst.
Mhm.
And the best I would say is when you put your all into something and you receive, I guess, a certain type, I guess, confirmation or words of affirmation, just kind of letting you know that, man, what you did was what you wanted to do, and people appreciate it, and people feel that way, the same way you feel about it. That's how I feel about my, like the album, getting feedback, and people like, man, I can't stop playing this song. It reminds me of this time with my daddy or something like. Damn, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to touch you like that in movie, you
Mhm.
know. So that's my best part for me when I get those type of things, those rewarding moments, and that worst part is, of course, the L's, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the album, correct me if I'm wrong, but it dropped in February, or you were planning to drop it in February, is that right?
The last week, yeah, and then that storm thing happened with in Dallas, and
Yes.
my team lost electricity, so we couldn't even submit it
Mhm.
properly to release it on time. So what happened? It released March 1st, and so
Okay.
it's already out now. So till further notice, it's called Till Further Notice. It's on every platform, every streaming platform, and you can find it there. But yeah, it released March 1st.
Yeah, that stuff that happened in Dallas was crazy, was it not? I mean,
Man, crazy.
one for the and then it was crazy because everybody that wasn't from here or living here, rather, let me, everybody that wasn't living here didn't understand. They like, oh, it's a couple feet of snow or whatever. And I'm originally from the East Coast and used to snow. So like everybody from where I was from was like, well, it's just a little bit of snow. I'm like, y'all, no, it's not just that. They didn't cut off everybody's electricity.
Yeah.
It's hard to make it through the snow through
No food on the
heat.
shelf, no
Okay.
electricity, no water in people's
No,
crib, the ceiling falling out of people's. It was crazy for sure.
I'm
It was
telling you,
crazy.
my Tito's helped me through. Periada, okay. But it was all good. It's all good. We back like we never left. Okay.
There you go.
So if you had a superpower, or you were able to have a superpower,
Yeah.
Trelo, what would you choose to have? Any superpower?
Mm, damn. Oh man. Let me see. I have to be the travel in time.
Ooh, that's a good one. Would you
Just because
go
you can
back
make so
or
many things
forward?
happen. I would do both. That's
Okay.
the reason for being able to travel in time. I would stop shit that's gonna happen from
Yeah,
happening, and
yeah.
then I go back and change some shit. You know what I'm saying?
That'll be fly. You could do it both ways, but it will, you would never have a dull moment. That's for sure.
Right, right. I just leave this bitch.
Right. Like I'm out. We in the middle of the interview and shit. You disappear. Like where you go?
Yeah, I had to go back. I had to go back
Yeah.
to the '90s to see what's going on out here.
Period. You gotta meet Pop. If you're going back to the '90s, you gotta meet Pop.
I
You
got
gotta
to.
meet Big.
I
That's the
got to.
absolute must.
For sure.
All right, cool, cool. So I understand you got a new single that you're pushing called Pressure. Is that right? Is that the single?
No, 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 no. That was the last one. On this new on the album is Learn, Live, Love. So
Okay,
Learn, Live, and Love is the single. That's what we pushing now
okay.
from the album. And we got that rotating and getting it rolled out now.
So tell us about how that record came about.
Um, I basically wanted to make one song from the album that was kind of reflective of the entire album in a sense. And so what I feel like I did was summarized everything that I was going to talk about in the album, put it into a song, and made it relatable for everybody. And it's just about me growing up, learning, living, and then deciding to put more emphasis on love. That's why it's called Learn, Live, Love. After everything that you've been through, everything you do, everything, every obstacle, and just cherishing people while they're here, man. Because everything that's going on, everything in the world right now is just crazy. People dying from, people getting killed. There's diseases out here that we don't have an answer to all of a sudden. And so and then you got the regular stuff that been killing people. So it's just a time where if you love people, man, and a lot of people not in our community, especially, they ain't taught to express it. Like you got to be hard and tough and shit. And so I wanted to give something that kind of make you feel like how you feel when you at your grandma's house and she cooking a meal for you, eating, and everybody there for Thanksgiving or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Make me a plate, okay?
Yeah,
We need
yeah.
more
I just wanted
energy.
to take it back to that feeling, though. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying?
We need more of that energy. We definitely need more of that energy, especially during these times where we're just finding out all kinds of crazy stuff, right? I feel like we all kind of living with PTSD right now, but we doing the best that we can.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, that's how that came about.
Okay. And that's called Learn, Live, Love. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. So you can get that joint on all platforms. Y'all definitely make sure you check out the record, okay, by TreLow, Big Pressure, Big Energy. I like that. You already know the vibes. All right. So before we get out of here, TreLow, I always ask my guests to leave the listeners with a message right from you. You can get in your bag, let them know you the hottest coming out of Louisiana. You can inspire people. You can freestyle. You can talk your shit. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and leave them with something right from TreLow.
Uh, this is gonna be a message. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. Uh, what's one of my favorite ones? What I got tatted on me? If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Mm,
So change your outlook and your perspective, and you might get a different reality about it. You know what I'm saying? You might get a different outcome. So that's what I'm gonna leave you with right there.
okay.
If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You heard it.
Okay. That's a bar. That's a bar. You might have to put that in the song. All right. What's your sign, TreLow?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Ladies, he's a Capricorn, okay? Don't somebody never tell y'all nothing, all right? Big
Ah,
energy, big pressure.
and then I guess I need to leave them with my to get to me on Instagram, on Twitter, on everything. It's at TreLow.
Yes.
It's at TreLow for Instagram. On Twitter, it's at TreLow D2W, as in determine to win, like I said earlier. And every music platform is TreLow, just TreLow. So
Okay.
that's how you can find me and my music, my album.
That's a play. Big energy, big pressure. Make sure y'all follow TreLow, tap in, download the whole album, stream it, add it to your playlist, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Because that's how we doing it right here on the Vibe Session Majors on Radio. TreLow, I want to thank you again for being a dope guest on the show.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So y'all, please make sure y'all tap in because it's only right. That's how we doing it. It's your girl NeffyRaps. It's the Vibe Session. Until next time, y'all. We out. Peace.